everybody, and welcome to our Student Organization Officer Training. My name is Lauren Wilson. I'm the Associate Director of Student Development, and I'm so excited to have you all here with us today on a Friday evening. Just by a show of hands, how many new officers are in the room? This is your first time serving as a keyboard member. Excellent, welcome. And then how many of you are returning keyboard members? Good amount, wonderful. I know we have representation from our fraternities and sororities tonight. How many of you are part of a fraternity or sorority? Raise those hands high. Excellent. And how many of you are here representing a student organization tonight? Oh my goodness, there's so many of you. Well, welcome. We're really excited. We have a great program that we have put together to teach you all the nuts and bolts of running a student organization. So for those of you who are new student leaders, there's a lot of really basic sessions to go over how to plan events, how to use your club budget, how to fundraise, how to use Osprey Hub, and some general leadership skills as well. So my hope is that you will all kind of sit down real quick with your other e-board members in your organization and kind of map out which sessions you're going to. Don't follow each other to the same sessions, because then you're not making the most of your experience tonight. Divide and conquer so that you can get all of the information that's provided to you. We offer each of our sessions twice. Okay, so that this way you can kind of pick and choose which sessions you're going to, and you don't feel like you have to miss out on one because you really wanted to go to the other one. So for any treasurers in the room, we really recommend financial procedures. If you're an unbudgeted, unfunded organization or just looking to raise more funds, we have a fundraising and Osprey's Give session to teach you how to raise more money for your organization. And then also good for treasurers would be how to submit a successful funding request through Student Senate. Just again, to talk about how tips for securing more funding for your organization. All the descriptions are on the back of your schedule, so feel free to read through and plan out your day to really make the most of your training experience tonight. The student development staff is all here tonight. We're all here to help you, whether it's tonight and throughout the semester, to make sure that your organization is set up for success. I'd like to turn things over for a brief welcome from our Student Senate President and Vice President. Can you all help me welcome Ariel and Hunter?
Hi everyone. My name is Ariel. I'm the Student Senate President for this year.
My name is Hunter. I'm the Vice President for Student Senate this year.
We just wanted to come up and introduce ourselves, make sure you know who we are. We're here to help you. You know, like Lauren said, you're going to have a workshop with Caden. He's our financial chair to secure learn how to secure more funds through Student Senate for your org. So that's definitely going to be crucial for your clubs and organizations. But we just wanted to get up here and let you know during these tough times and stuff like that, that if you have any issues or concerns that you hear from other people, because we're all student leaders, and you want to advocate for them, you can always come to us, because our main objective is to advocate for the entire student body. So if you ever need anything, don't hesitate to reach out to any one of us or any of our senators as well.
Yeah, just to piggyback off what Ariel said, we are here for more than fundraising requests. As student officers, we look to you to know what's going on with the university. We have great trust and respect for you all. So please, we just encourage you to bring any thoughts, questions, concerns, recommendations to us, because we can relay that directly to the administration and we can make great changes together. So I want to thank you all for your service, and I hope we have a good presentation.
Yes. Thank you. Clap. The next person I'm going to introduce is our interim Vice President of Student Affairs, Dr. Latham.
Thank you. Hello, how's everybody doing? Thank you. A for the day, Jeff, Lauren, A for the day.
Yeah.
Exactly. Tell me your name.
What? Me?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
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 Okay. Hope.
Yeah.
Hope. Okay. What?
Just hope.
Just hope. Okay. Well, thank you. I didn't even put you on the spot. You're turning red. Like what? It's all good. You guys don't even know I'm about the student here, pro student organizations, pro the student experience, right? They asked me to come speak about what we want you guys to do in this area, right? You guys are the best and brightest of the organizations that we have at the university, and that matters to us. I hope it matters to you guys, right? It matters? It matters to you guys. Thank you. Thank you, brother. There you go. I want to make sure everybody's awake. My good friends in the back, whoever stays awake gets 20 points towards their whatever. The guys did it, they did it, they did it. Thank you for that. What am I here to do? I'm here to talk about what the student experience means to a student or lens. The student experience in Stockton is critical. It impacts enrollment, it impacts persistence, which means how do you stay in school over the course of your 4 years, right, to graduate, and it impacts your career. You got in those 3 areas. I said it impacts enrollment, right, it impacts persistence and retention, staying in school, and it impacts your career. So who can write those down, put them in the phone, we'll see you later on next week, I'm gonna ask you those 3 things, okay? For the student or leaders, right? Half of folks I know in the room already, so I'm gonna ask you a question, I'm gonna ask you those 3 things. Everybody ready for quiz? Y'all ready? What did I say? Give me 3 things back. For the early age. For the early age. 3 things I said it impacts. 3 things for the early age. Come on, yes, ma'am. Yes, that's 1. Up or out. Your boy next to you, help me out, come on. Persistence, right? Retention, thank you. What was the last one? Career, who said it? Career, thank you. Career. Those 3 things matter, right? We want more students to come to Stockton. We want more students to stay in school when they come to Stockton. And who wants to make 60 plus when they come out? Who wants to? Nobody wants to make, oh, okay. Let's go higher. Who wants to make 80 plus when they come out? There we go. Okay. Get confused, but oh, I have the number a little bit. I was like, she sounds low, every sounds low. For 80 plus, right? Tell me what is that tied to? Doesn't get to my debt too a little bit, right? You know that in the student experience, right? You helped me do that. This group over here, student dev, are charged with that very, very, very much theme of how do we create that student experience. Stop. You guys control that. How many student orders do we have, Jeff Wakeman?
250 plus.
250 plus. Wow. Is that a powerful group? You guys are a powerful group, right? Yeah.
Very proud.
Very proud. Thank you. You get 2 more points though. Very proud. We have to spend time with you to understand how to train and develop you as leaders so you impact what? That student experience. I gave you the 3 pillars that we want to enhance through your work. What does it build? Those 3 pillars I just gave, right? Enrollment, persistence, and graduation or career impact the dynamic student experience when it builds Stockton. If we build a great experience here, what does that mean? It impacts all 3. More students come, more students stay, and then more graduate to high-paying careers, not jobs, but careers. Careers. Career. Okay. Hey, I'm gonna make fun. I'm sorry. I'm a little older, slightly. You're supposed to laugh at that. You're not laying well, Jeff. Thank you. What are we doing to help us do that? Intramurals. Who plays intramurals here? Who plays intramurals? Anybody play intramurals? Raise your hand. I'd like to know what you. Okay, thank you. I have a full-time person, Mario, running intramurals now, not part-time. We have 900 students playing intramurals every year. I want to double it to 2,000. I want 2,000 students playing this time next year. That's just charge for me. Why is that important? Why would I want students to play intramural sports? Why is that important? What do you think? You gotta talk to me. I'm a Q&A guy. You gotta have a feedback. I'm old school. Why do you think? Yes, sir. Keep students engaged. Hey, come on.
Publicity.
Publicity. Yeah, it's a brand, builds a brand. Absolutely. Thank you. Exactly. You play high school sports, right? You still want to play. It also helps you find your tribe in your first semester here. What do you guys, why are you guys in the room right now? Because you found your tribe. You found your group, right? You found your clique. You found your people who helped you stay and want to stay at Stockton. If I can push that in the first semester through sports, guess what that does? Brand, persistence, and guess what it does for the competencies you need to have a career? It builds the same competency that every organization and employer wants in you through sports. Go figure. What? Go figure, right? Strategy, team building, communication, right? Right. There you go, thank you. Thank you. 2 points for her as well. Write it down, Jeff, thank you. It matters, guys, that's why we're building these enterprises for you here at Stockton. Because we need you to participate, because your participation helps other students see the value, other students want to come, other students come to Stockton. We are able to expand the enterprise of Stockton University. And it increases the value of your degree. Okay. The value of your degree don't ask how much money you make. Okay, so you know that. We need to be focused on that for you. Questions about intramurals? Questions about AMP? Anybody know what AMP is? Activate Motivated Pride. It's the school spirit initiative we launched this past January. It was my brainchild. I gave it to Candace Mitchell, said launch it, Candace Mitchell. She did that. Did it well. AMP is a school spirit initiative. Why do we need a school spirit initiative? Why? Not rhetorical, somebody raise it in. Yes. To have more schools, absolutely. Yay! You can say, now what does school spirit mean?
More pride in being part of the university you're at.
Absolutely. And more students wear Stockton swag every day. It says what? School pride. When employees come on campus, they're like, hey, I don't see anybody wearing anything. You would not care? Real question. Y'all don't believe me? Ask the real question. Ask the person. They ask those questions. Why don't the students wear swag? They don't feel pride in the school. I don't want to hire somebody who doesn't come from an institution where they feel pride in the student. Because they come to my institution, my organization, they don't have pride in themselves or where they went to school, they won't have pride in the organization. Y'all get that? Make sense? It's real. Hence, AMP is about you caring about Stockton. How do you care about Stockton? This is only one way to do it. We hope you become what you already have become, which is what? A student officer. Thank you. I'm old school faculty, so I like to have a little feedback, right, a little Q&A. So it helps you through the work that you do. Why did you guys become an officer in the organization you're part of? Anybody, why did you become an officer? Oh, perfect. What's your organization? What is that?
That's the apologetics, Christian club on campus.
Okay, love it. Who else? Thank you. Yes, ma'am. Which is? I love that. Are you environmental science major or you're not? What's your major? I'm curious. I love that. Perfect. Thank you. Yes. With who?
Yeah.
Okay, that's your organization? Yes, yes, I love it. Makes sense. I saw you out there leading all line dances, doing the, what was the picnic, what was it called last week, Jeff? What was it called when you doing line dances? I forgot the, last Monday. Spirit Day after party, right? She was out there doing that thing. Great job. Well done. Who else? Yes, in the back.
So I just want to show my love for chess and hopefully grad from being here in Stockton to, play in college.
Yeah, love that. Okay. So you guys get it. Who accepted the charge from me today to make sure that you have pride through your organization and through your leadership? Who accepted the charge? I need to give an oath and raise your right hand. That's your left hand. Raise your right hand. There you go. Old school. Everybody raise it. Thank you. So, if I ask Lauren and Jeff to issue a charge to you all, Jeff to sign, would you sign it? You would? And then how can I hold you accountable? How can I hold you accountable to the charge I'm gonna ask Lauren and Jeff and Matt to develop? I'm gonna ask them to create a charge that they sent you, that you had to sign. I'm not playing, I'm serious, yeah. Yeah, they know me well, know I'm serious, right? They've been around the coach, I know, Matt, yes. Why do I want you to sign it? Because I want you to lead. I want you to lead. So often, our student orgs and our student org leaders participate. Yeah. Thank you. We don't challenge you enough to be leaders early enough in your careers. So that's how you get the $8,000 job, by the way. Not to participate, there's a lot of participation here. A whole lot, I love it, by the way, that's a great starting point. That's not enough to get you where you want to be most of the time. It's not. We need to be honest with you and prepare a pathway for you to reach that. Does it make sense? So I'm gonna give a charge to them. I want you to craft a charge. I want you to lead to it. Not just participate. Being an officer is not enough. You need to hear that from me. Being an officer is not enough. That's participation. I love it. We need it. But we need you to lead. So we ask you to go through a particular organizational initiative or a badging ceremony or badging process, right? For a community service event. I want to see the room at this level. I want to see the room at this level. Because that's how you lead, not participate. We need leaders. Not participants, we need leaders. That's the reason why I think you are in this room today. Make sense? Questions for me? Why student work matter? You gotta know this because you're in it. How we get you to express this every day in your work is how you become a leader. Read them off to me real quick. Who wants to yell from the top of the lungs back in the room? Read them off to me. Who wants to read them off? 5 points. Come on.
Fosters connection and reduces loneliness, builds lifelong friendships and professional connections, supports mental health and well-being, and enhances student success and retention.
Okay,
Okay, 5 points.
5 points, exactly. That backs up what I just said to you in the last 5 minutes, right? These are the constructs, these are the things that matter to us as student leaders, why you want to lead, why you want to be a part of the organization. Health and wellness matters, right? Mental health matters. Participation in the organization is self-strengthening that. Student success, which is retention, persistence, then graduation. The last one matters. It's how we get Stockton to stay funded, to stay open as a regional public institution in South Jersey. Right? The state matters. The state looks at those numbers to see, are we doing our job? Are we fulfilling our mission as an institution? We need you to come to Stockton and to graduate from Stockton. Right? What's the favorite thing about being a student world leader? What's your favorite thing? Let me get somebody else, please. We got it. We love it. Okay. I love that support. Yes. What's your organization? Geology. I love that. Okay. Other people experiencing things. Yes. Freedom to choose, what then? Choose, okay, okay. Good, yes. Exposing people to other people, right? Friendships. You make lifelong friends in college. Yes, ma'am. Simple conversation can save a life. Literally.
To be a resource for other people and learn things I never knew I could do before I became.
Exactly, right? That diversity matters. You learn from other people who are not exactly like you. And it matters a whole lot to you at all. Anybody else? Why does it matter? Good. I like the feedback. Yes, in the back, yes.
Getting to be a role model for my underclassmen.
We need that, right? Mentorship, coaching, the NRAs in the room. NRAs, 1, 2, 3. Ariel, I know Ariel, leading a bunch. right? There's a lot of cross-functional leadership in Stockton, by the way. If I said go to the student senate meeting and ask how many RAs, they don't have room, raise their hand, right? Or have room, right, RAs, right, in the student senate, which is great. That tells me what about Stockton? That you are joining and leading. We need to do more to train you and develop you so that the outcomes you want to have on your career are very, very strong. Any plus? Okay. I get excited saying, hey, I don't know about you. You're like, on it. Yes, thank you. Questions you have for me at all? Any questions before I wrap up? You got my chart, I'm gonna have him draft the chart. You got the three outcomes I want you to focus on, right? Why student leadership matter, why student organization leadership matter, enrollment, retention, persistence, career. Enrollment, retention, persistence, career. Maybe a little chant right there, come on. Do a little chant, right? Where my folks who can write music, Chrissy, come on. Come on. Community, right? How do we build community? The sense of belonging is directly tied to the dynamic student experience we're gonna build here, right? These are ways in which we're gonna continue to build community both here and AC. That you see on the slide. We need your help in doing that. We need you to find your particular bullet for your organization and tie it to your program for this year. You got it? Find the bullet up here that makes sense for you. Tie your program to it. If I see you in the hallway, I'm really good with faces, bad with names. I will always remember a face. I'm gonna ask you that question. My three outcomes, and then what bullet have you tied your organization's programming to this year? So along with share the deck with you all, I want you to own that. Fraternity, student club, organization 250. That's powerful. It's only great though unless we turn it into a leadership opportunity that's really meaningful to the institution. 250 is great, but it's only meaningful unless we turn it into an organizational impact for the institution. That is, the freshmen coming behind you are impacted by your leadership, not just this patient. That's important. I need to be the leaders in these roles. Okay? Questions for me? If not, I'm going to introduce Jeff Wakeman. Take over the floor. Thank you, guys. My pleasure.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Jeff, Director of Student Development. Anybody in this room yesterday with me? Thank you for playing along. What's new for this year? A lot of new things coming. We want to make sure you know about it. We are also recording this for the Zoom, so I'm going to stand back here so they can see me. But we're going to cover some of these in depth. Some of them are during the sessions. But we always are creating new organizations. I've passed the creation of new organizations to Lauren Wilson. So if anybody's creating a new organization, make sure they talk to Lauren. 3 new clubs have already started this year. All right. Yarn Project, you hear? Right in the back, they're waving. Afrofusion, are you here? Nope, they make it. Africana Studies Club, are you here? All right, anyone start? Oh, there you are, way in the back. Anybody start a club last spring since we had the last one? We already heard from y'all. Tell us who you are again. Just Dance Club. Who else? Who else started a club last semester? Anyone else? All right, we'll meet you later. It's okay. Event pass and event check-in. The technology that we use today when we checked you in, the event pass and little scan thing, that is the new technology that we are using. Swiping cards is a dying technology, so we are moving to that. That is available for every single event in Osprey Hub. Lauren Wilson is going to cover that more later in this PowerPoint. We have an updated organization advisor list on Osprey Hub. Yeah, but 97% the same. Check it just to be sure. We already mentioned, Dr. Latham mentioned Atlantic City program. We are trying to get more programs in Atlantic City. If you're in Res Life, you may have noticed that they have already adopted. They actually paid for a big new chunk of Osprey Hub to make sure that they are integrating all of their programs in with the rest of the programs at Osprey Hub. Kesselman and Parkview Halls are listed like an organization in Osprey Hub. If you're throwing anything in Atlantic City and you want to hit that little co-sponsor button, it is going to increase the amount of ways that the students who live there are tagged and how they receive the recommendations to go to those events. So please throw events in Atlantic City, tag the residence halls as a co-sponsor. All right, let's see what else we got going here. Oh, and there also is a event category for Atlantic City. So you know how you pick like Black History Month or whatever? There is an event category for Atlantic City. So make sure you're clicking that also. Multicultural Interfaith Center. For those of you who may know, the Multicultural Interfaith Center works closely with me along with the WGSC. There is a new name for the Multicultural Interfaith Center now, both of those words. There's some construction that is going on. We're going to have a ribbon cutting and a launch when the construction is done. But as of now, we're starting to use the name Multicultural and Interfaith Center. Religious organizations, you may have already seen some of the things that are coming. We expect the meditation room and the new Wudu area to be done by the end of the month. Find out later if you're interested in that. Stockton shuttles. Stockton shuttles are now owned and operated by Stouts. So in the past, we've been able to get them at a cheaper, reduced rate using the Stockton shuttles. Since we don't own them anymore, the rates are changing. Make sure you work with Renee Tolliver if you need to use any of those buses, because we are going to have to book them like we used to book Stouts. Chartwells, we're going to have a Chartwells representative in just a second. But I just want to say that there is new catering menu options, and we're going to talk about that. You're going to see that. But also, I just wanted to make sure that you know that you can purchase shelf-stable, prepackaged items without needing Chartwell's approval for up to $100 per event. That is one of the additions that they fixed this year to make sure that your clubs are easier to operate. So I think that's where I'm going to pass it off to Nicole. Wait, before you come up, Nicole. Did anyone read the email that came out about Chick-fil-A changes?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Stockton Senate was working with the vice presidents and many of the other people, including Chartwell's management, to make sure that your concerns about the rollouts have been heard. Okay. Nicole is here to talk about catering specifically. So she won't be answering all the questions about those things. Come on, Nicole. Thank you.
I'm the catering director here at Chartwells. I did provide a QR code for our new catering menu, and I wanted to let you guys know that I'm happy to help with any questions you might have. I'm definitely available via email all the time. Does anybody have any questions about our new menu?
Catering specifically.
Our catering menu.
Do you want to hit some of the highlights?
We do have some highlights from the new menu. The sizzling fajita bar has been a hit so far. And then we do have a classic deli menu where you can build your own sandwiches instead of ordering box lunches or a sandwich board. The popcorn trio has been very popular. And then there's a lot of new hot and cold appetizers that we've added. So if you're planning an event, you can reach out to me. You can reach out to my assistant, Dina. We're more than happy to help you.
Yay. No questions. Amazing. Hi, everybody. I'm Chris Easton, Assistant Director for Student Development. We're going to go over some general things about student orgs, specifically recognized student orgs, your requirements, and what comes with that of being a registered student org. So on Osprey Hub, you have to have 10 members listed on your roster, assign the positions and identify e-board members, primary contacts. We need that so we know how to get in touch with you. President, vice president, treasurer, all the things, and those specific club roles that are specific to your club and org, make sure those are on there. A faculty staff advisor, and we'll go over the difference about advisors in 1 second. And then review and upload your constitution. There is a new constitution template that we put up on there. So if you haven't done one recently, because some of them are, we're going to use the new template on how to create those and upload those. And all of these are due by October 3rd. If you have questions, look at your new advisor list, make sure you ask your advisor on how you can get those if you have questions. For types of advisor,
You all have a student advisor. Woohoo, it's one of us. They're assigned, so we do that as the logistics expert about what's there for space requests, event requests, budget and funding, all of those things. We hold you all to the university policies and procedures when it comes to student orgs. We'll meet with your presidents and e-boards and anything to plan major events, and then we can serve as on-site chaperones, advisors for trips or events off campus. In addition to your student advisor, you also need a faculty staff advisor that most of you have selected, and they've been the same year over year, but if you're new or need a different one, you can look for one. And they're really the content experts while we are the logistics experts. They meet with you regularly if they have to. They can attend club meetings. Some of them do, some of them don't. They can also serve as on-site chaperones or off-campus chaperones. And you can have more than one. And then for our fraternity and sorority life folks in the room, you may also have an off-campus advisor in place of a faculty staff advisor. Questions about advisors? Amazing.
If you don't have one,
Get one.
get an email. saying-
Get one. Yes, by October 3rd. And then as e-board members, it is expected of you all that you have a minimum of a 2.5 GPA and be an overall good academic and judicial standing. If we do need to intervene, we can and will. So if you are teetering on that ledge, just know that we may reach out to you. And now, for the privileges of recognized student organizations, when you have all these requirements and you're doing everything well, you are able to reserve rooms, hold events and fundraisers on campus, get funding if you're eligible, trip approvals for off-campus things, lockers and offices. I know it's a hot topic, so if you are looking for an office, there is a wait list and application, so fill out on that. But then you also get to use the Stockton University name, so most of our clubs are the Stockton University. My first one is also a dance team, woohoo! So if you use that as your full name as a registered student organization, you get to use our name. So those are all of those things that you need to have by when? Thank you. Now here's Matt.
For those of you that are not on the pleasure to meet, my name is Dr. Matt Greener. I serve as the Associate Director for Training and Sorority Life in the Office of Student Development. Today, we're talking a little bit more about event planning timelines. So just some reminders. If you have not already taken the Blackboard class, in order to do room reservations, you do need to take the Blackboard class first. And then event services will upload you into the system after you take that course. So it's not instantaneous that after you take the course that you will get that access. So just know that someone physically has to upload you. But for actual reservations, we ask for 3 days in advance for any meetings. Those are simple for us to push through. We do ask for at least 3 weeks in advance for events that are more complex, right? We need to do diagrams, we need to put in food orders and requests for those pieces. You do all of those pieces in 25 Live. If you have questions about them, student development can help you with these pieces. But just being a little bit of mindful with our events timeline for actually putting in your events itself. Additionally, when we're talking about food, Chartwell's does have the right of first refusal, which means that you do need to buy food through Chartwell's unless it's that $100 shelf life piece that we're talking about, or specific exemptions that Chartwell's can permit. If you are putting your orders through Chartwell's, they do need to be put in 2 weeks in advance. However, if you're looking for that exemption request needs to be put in at least 3 weeks in advance because you will need additional documents or to see if that vendor has been used in the past in order to be utilized. So those are super important pieces to take in mind as you're planning your events, thinking through some of those programs and what your both room and food options will really look like for that. When we're talking about travel, the travel form got a little bit of a facelift this summer. So it is a smart logic form. So anytime that you are hosting travel off campus, you will put in that request. If you are going locally and not staying overnight, we're normally able to expedite some of those pieces, but we still want to know when you are doing those travel requests itself. Day trips must be submitted at least 4 weeks in advance, and then overnight trips must be submitted at least 6 weeks in advance. We want to make sure that we're able to do any airfare, transportation, lodging, all of those pieces as we kind of walk through the logistics and making sure that you thought through those things as you're planning that travel request itself. Once you fill out that travel form and our student development advisors and or Renee have looked over it and reviewed, we have to do some back end pieces, particularly if you're having a advisor attend, which you should for the overnight trips and such. We'll have to do some of that back end pieces, which is why we need to make sure that you get those requests in within those timelines. And then purchasing requests. So through Osprey Hub, you have two ways that you can put in requests. The first is a purchase request. So if you have a university account that has been funded through Student Senate or through a revenue account, you access that through your purchase request in Osprey Hub. We want to ensure that those requests are at least 3 weeks in advance. So that way we can ensure that the items are going to be received and you are good to move forward with those purchases itself. If you are looking for a funding request, so additional money to what you were already allocated, or if you were not allocated a allocations request in that way, requests under $1,500 will have to be voted on weekly by the finance committee. So you want to make sure that you get those in before the Tuesday. Is it still Tuesday? Monday?
The meetings are actually moved.
Okay.
Get them in the Friday before you're gonna meet.
Okay, Friday before, okay, so Friday before, you want to make sure that you're getting anything under that 1,500. And then if it's over that 1,500, they will be voted on monthly at the student senate meeting. So you want to make sure that you're extra timely on anything over that 1,500. We do not do any after the fact purchases or reimbursements. We in very extenuating circumstances are able to do a reimbursement. So we need to make sure that you're following these purchasing timelines overall. Any questions about our event planning pieces or timelines for that? Okay, I'll turn it over to Martha.
Thanks, man. My name is Mark Becker, coordinator of Zoom Live programming. So I'm just gonna quickly go over something that most of you should know. We have this campus links section on the Osprey Hub homepage. So this is basically like if you have any questions, you don't know or might forgot something, like just go to Osprey Hub, scroll down, you might find answer just right there before reaching out to us. And you know, like waiting for a response. So just, you know, as you can see, like this zoomed in version, like, you know, you can find your advisor list, and then just standards of practices and stuff. Event check-in tutorials. So we have a lot of tutorial stuff on our YouTube website. So if you, or YouTube page, so if you want to freshen up on some things, just you can go to YouTube page. They're like 10 minutes or less videos. And then also for the yearbook, if you want to include your organization's pictures in the yearbook, there is a direct link to a Google page. So, you know, you can just upload pictures per event. And then there's just a lot of other stuff such as 25 Live, catering, direct links, and then external food vendor request form is right there. So you want to submit that at least 3 weeks in advance. If you want to advertise your stuff, your posters on TVs or TVs across campus, you submit that TV LED request, and then just we have this other like digest announcements. So this is where like the weekly event list can be found, ticketing requests, constitution template, and then the last thing is how do I report? So, you know, if there's any sort of situations or circumstances within your organizations, whether you're involved or you're over here, instead of you know, dealing with it yourself, we want you to just go to how do I report, and depending on the situation, just click on one of these things and fill out the form. We don't want you to take anything in your own hand. We have personnel and professionals on campus to deal with that. All right. Thank you so much. Any questions? Oh, okay.
All right. So now the time has come that you've all been waiting for. learning about Event Pass. So this is something that student development has been really excited to roll out this summer and this fall. And I hope that you will join me in my excitement and our excitement. Obviously you used this today when you checked into the event. All residential students and all first-year students have their Event Pass already. So we really just need your help in getting our upper class commuters specifically on board. I will make sure that I send these slides out to everybody, and I'll make sure that you have a copy of this slide specifically. So if you're doing a large scale program, you could maybe start your event with having this up on the screen. So if people don't have their Event Pass, they can scan it. We also have flyers and posters in our office so that if you wanted to have one at your event, so that people who don't have their Event Pass can just scan the QR code, we have those available for you to pick up as well. And maybe I'll even add that to the campus link section so that you can just download it whenever you need it. But on the event host side, you really need to take out your phones now. This way you'll be all set. And download the Campus Labs event check-in app. It's available on all devices. You can download it on your phone. If you have an iPad at home that you'd rather use, you can download it on that as well. The app is also installed on the student development iPads. So before, if you wanted to swipe at an event and track attendance, you had to use our iPads. You still can, but you can use it on any device. And your members can download this too. It's not just for like e-board members. Anybody in your organization who will be helping with event check-in can download this. We're all good. Campus Labs event check-in app. So once you have the app, obviously all of you are going to create events on Osprey Hub. If you've never created an event on Osprey Hub before, come to my session, Osprey Hub 1 or Osprey Hub for beginners, and I'll walk you through the process. But I know many of our returning student leaders who are here are probably familiar with how to add an event. Once your advisor approves your event on Osprey Hub, everybody will have every event has a unique access code that's available right here. That is what you'll be putting into your app to start checking people into your event. All right, so then once you have that, you would open up the app, put in your event access code. And this is actually a screen record of from when I was checking people into the EOF summit this past summer. So if any of you were there at my session, you might see your names on here. But just to kind of show you what it looks like, you can scan them in on their phones. If they have their laptop open and they pull up their Event Pass that way, you can scan them in that way. You can search for people if they don't have their phone with them. You can search by name or by their portal username. So for somebody like me who has a common name, Lauren Wilson, there's a few of us in the system. So you might want to ask me what my portal username is. So this way you make sure that you're checking in the right person. If you accidentally check in the wrong Lauren Wilson or the wrong Sam Smith, you can always remove them from the list and then select the correct person. Any of your members can use this. So only the eBoard members who have access to adding events on your Osprey Hub page will be able to pull the event access code. But anybody who's willing to help and volunteer at your event, you can write down the access code and give it to your team of volunteers, and they can open up the app and put the codes in and start scanning. So if any of you want some hands-on practice, just talk to whoever's running your sessions today, because we are going to use this and actually scan people into the session so that we know who has the finance training and who has the event planning 101 training. So this is something that we will be using during each of the breakout sessions as well. The other thing is that before, each iPad that you would scan with had like, I could tell that Jeff had 22 people scanned in on his and I had 44, and we'd have to add them up and see how many Parth had on his. But this syncs up everybody who's scanning people in. So if you have 4 different people scanning in for your event, you'll see the total attendees in this tab over here on the right. The other thing that you can do is when you go to start scanning, there's an option for an online scan, which is preferable, or an offline scan. So obviously, we're all familiar with Stockton. Sometimes the Wi-Fi can be a little bit, not great. So if you're scanning at a spot on campus where you're not getting a good connection, you can always use the offline scan. And then as soon as you're connected to Wi-Fi again, it will upload. In the past with the iPads, if you didn't have Wi-Fi, you couldn't scan, which stunk. So now you can scan at any location on campus or off campus if you're doing a bus trip or something off campus that you want to track attendance to. Even if you don't have Wi-Fi connection, you can still capture attendance. The other thing that you can do is if you hit the search button, there's an option all the way up at the top to add a guest. So if there's somebody who's coming who does not have a Stockton ID, does not have their event pass, you can go and add jeffwakeman@gmail.com. You can add, you know, whoever it is.
Not
like
my
use,
real email address.
It is. You should. No, I'm kidding. But you can add guests based on their email address, and this way it would pull from your report of like who attended your events. It doesn't connect them to a Stockton person. So if you're wondering like, oh, Renee is coming to this event and she's causing trouble, whose guest was she? Like, you can't tell that Renee was my guest. You can just see that Renee is one of our non-Stockton guests, essentially. But it's a good way to keep track if that's something that is important for you to keep track of everyone who's at your event. The other thing, so once you scan everybody in, you can pull attendance based on your link in Osprey Hub. So you go back to your event page and it'll automatically show you how many people attended your event, hit track attendance, and then go up to the export button and you can download an Excel file or I think a PDF. For better or worse, it tracks very basic information. So when you pull the list, it's like first name, last name, Stockton email address. I think that's it. Oh no, and it also shows you who checked that person in and at what time. This is important because if for whatever reason you're accidentally scanning people into the wrong event, we can go back and fix that. So we can go back and say, oh, I see that Chrissy scanned in these 10 people at 6 o'clock when really she meant to sign them in for a different event. So I'm going to remove these people and add them to the different one. And I don't expect you to know how to do that. Talk to your student development advisor and we can help you move people if for whatever reason you check people in at the wrong event and you want to kind of fix that in Osprey Hub. The helpful piece about this is that when you pull the attendance list, you can then email them or invite these people to your next event. So if it's like, thanks so much for coming to the Marine Science General Member Meeting. We're so happy that you're interested. Our first event is Saturday at 12 o'clock over at Lakeside. Come and join us for whatever we're doing. What's that? Beach cleanup. And so it's a really helpful marketing tool. So you're keeping track of everybody who's there, and then you're inviting them to the next thing. The one piece that I may have missed is that, oh no, it's because I deleted the slide. No, I'm kidding. There we go. Okay. I reordered this from the last time that I presented. But basically, anytime that your event is educational, leadership related, service related, if you're doing a training, that is eligible to appear on your Osprey Advantage co-curricular record, which is something that you all have. If you go to Osprey Hub on your phone or desktop, you can click your profile picture in that top right corner and go down to Osprey Advantage, and you'll see a record of all of the educational events that you've attended, the organizations and leadership positions that you've held during your time at Stockton, and any awards and honors that you've won as well. You can also add your own experiences in addition to that. Even if you're only holding social events, we still want you to scan them in. So Taco Tuesdays might not appear, they will not appear on your Osprey Advantage. However, that's really important for SET to be able to know, oh, we had 200 people at the first Taco Tuesday, and we're going to use that list of people who came and invite them to the next big event that we have. All right, I'm going to start speeding things up because I know we're getting close to our time. In the spring, you probably received several emails from me inviting you to participate in our campus activities benchmark survey. We had over like close to 1,200 students respond to that. So I'm really pleased with our numbers that we got. And I wanted to share a few of the highlights that you can all help us with. This is feedback that came directly from the students, was compared against 8 other schools. And just wanted to kind of share some of the big key findings that we found. So in terms of student involvement, more than half of our students still want to get more involved. So you're already very involved, but 54% of our students are interested in continuing to do more. They listed the factors below as barriers to getting involved. So they're too busy, interferes with academic obligations. They don't like to participate alone. So for the RAs in the room, maybe trying to come up with some options for like groups to come together and come out to programs together. Some of them, it's inconvenience of commuting and returning to campus, or the times and days of activities are not convenient. So we encourage you just to kind of mix up the different times and days of the week that you're offering programs. So this way, it's more accessible to all students.
One sentence.
Sure.
One sentence. I want to jump in. Sorry, I know we're late.
That's it. No, we're good.
Remember what Dr. Latham said about increasing community? 54% of our students said they didn't get involved because they didn't want to do it alone. That should hurt your heart a little. All right, build community and find people to join your group for that reason. Okay, thank you.
All right. One of the other like highlights where we did much better than our partnering institutions is that the opportunities to engage with faculty and staff are higher at Stockton than other institutions. And I think that that's partially because of the size of our campus and also because of the positive relationships that you all have with your faculty and staff advisor. So please make sure you continue to utilize them, continue to invite them to your programs, include them, ask them to be a panelist or a guest speaker, because that's something that we're doing really well and we want to continue to do really well. Weekend programming, students want more. So about a third of the respondents said they would like more campus activities on the weekend, specifically Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then leadership development. These are all the skills that you all shared, that you learn as a result of participating in campus activities, student organizations, and the different leadership programs that we have on campus. And so I just wanted to highlight those so that you all are aware of the different skills that you are learning and developing in your role as student leaders. And then lastly, we asked a question about the perceived value of the student activity fee. All of your club budgets come from the student activity fee. And so our Stockton students have a higher perceived value of the student activity fee compared to benchmarking institutions. And students would like to see their fees spent on more programming and activities, renovation to existing facilities, which is not really a student org piece, and building of new facilities, which is also not a student org piece. But let's focus on doing more programming and activities with your club budget. At the end of the year, your club budget should be zero. We want you to spend your money. Student Senate wants you to spend your money. We don't want May to come and for you all to still have $4,500 in your budget. We want that number to be zero because that means that you're giving back to the students who have paid into the student activity fee. And they already feel like they're getting a good value for the student activity fee. We want to make sure that you spend your budget. So talk with your student development advisor, check in mid-year to make sure you're about halfway with your budget. We don't want you to save the whole budget until the end of the semester. We have just a few more things before we wrap up our session. And so I'm going to turn the mic back over to Matt. Dr. Matt.
So we produced a new video this summer and we wanted to showcase it. So we're going to kick off with that first.
At Stockton University, fraternity and sorority life is more than just fun. With over 25 organizations rooted in values like civic responsibility, leadership, personal growth, academic success, and lifelong friendship, our community empowers members to lead with purpose and serve with heart, all while having a place to call home. Our members are academically driven community leaders. With GPA standards, chapter study sessions, and peer mentorship, academic success is always a priority. No matter where you come from, there is a place for you here. With a diverse mix of chapters and traditions, community reflects the spirit of Stockton, open, inclusive, and proud. Joining a fraternity or sorority means building lifelong friendships. From late night talks to unforgettable memories, these are our community knows how to show up. Whether it's university weekend, great week, or stepping on stage for a philanthropy event, the energy is unmatched. Service and philanthropy are central to who we are. Every chapter gives back. Through fundraising, volunteering, and meaningful events that make a difference. Fraternity and sorority life opens doors. Networking, leadership development, internships, and opportunities that are far beyond the campus. Fraternity and sorority life at Stockton isn't just something you join, it's something you build. Ready to leave your mark? Start here.
Who is the first president?
Oh my God, this is So we wanted to then lead into, of course, I hit the last one. Lead into, the upcoming events. So the upcoming event for Fraternity Story Life is Meet the Greeks. We have Meet the Greeks on Monday in the TRL quad. We no longer fit in the event room. So we're going outside this year. That will be from 6 to 9. And we have prizes, for those that scan in and check in, to be entered into, win some of those prizes. If you're interested and not already a member, our eligibility form is also up there for you to scan. Additionally, we have the Leadership Lunch Series. This is open to everyone and anyone who is interested. They happen normally about 5 to 6 times a semester. The 5 dates are up on the screen for this semester sessions. So feel free to come in, hear some great thoughts from different individuals who will be presenting on the following topics up there, and grab some free lunch. And then lastly, the last big event that outside of the Get Involved Fair, which is on Tuesday and Wednesday, we have University Weekend. We have a ton of great programs, a lot returning into this University Weekend as well too. But if you're interested in participating, there is still spots available to take part in the University Weekend Parade, which happens on October 11th. So make sure to sign up your organization if you have not already. You can also choose to host an activity or perform at the street fair on the 11th. So feel free to scan those things. If it's difficult to scan, we can make sure that you get that link as well, but it was sent to your emails. So we just wanted to ensure that you know about University Weekend.
Leave that up so Just Dance can scan and perform. Let's go, girls.
Okay, so we are now officially running into our breakout sessions. So if you are going to the financial procedure session, you'll be in F111. If you're going to Osprey Hub for beginners, you are in F114. F115 is the blueprint for inclusive strategies. 118 is maximize the Get Involved Fair. 119 is fundraising. 222 is 25 live. All the groups are going to meet in 5, and you do need to scan in again for each session. There is an event pass scan for each session.